Hi, I'm Katie Jones and welcome to our Sirdar make-along. We're going to be starting our day tripper Cal. You might know me from Instagram as Katie Jones Knit, even though I now really only crochet. And I actually studied knitwear for 7 years at university and worked in fashion before I got into crafting with my lovely craft community. I love colour and playful designs and have ever since I had my fashion brand. I brought this through into my colourful crochet crafting when I started patterns in 2018. I've had an Instagram and shared my love of colour ever since I started. Sirdar seemed to love colour as much as me and approached me to start this Cal. Cal stands for Crochet Along, and it's a make-along that we can work away a pattern together, where it's broken down into nice easy chunks to build the design, building and crafting together to make our final piece. The pattern is for everybody and can take you from 0 to crochet hero if you're a beginner, or if you're more accomplished and a pro at crochet, there's something for everyone to have a little bit of fun with. I've called this Cal the Day Tripper Picnic Blanket because this year is really about coming together in the summer, having fun together and doing it all on colourful crochet. I was set the challenge by Sirdar to create this Cal. I was allowed to use 5 different types of square and I got to choose from their 100 different colour shades. I picked 8 colours and this project needs 12 balls. I wanted a fun, bright, bold and zesty colour palette to really zing in this summer sun. And so I was looking through the shades and grabbing my sketchbook and starting off from looking at some inspiration. I always start off a design with my sketchbook, looking through some of my favourite artists and colour references to think about shapes, colours that work together and different graphic designs. For this project, I was really drawn to the animation from the Beatles' Yellow Submarine. I also love the work of Peter Blake and his graphic designs. And I was also looking at Lisa Todd and different Memphis vases. All of these things have in common is that they're bright, fun, playful, and just really have that sort of zingy summer vibe. From looking at my inspiration, I always love to mood board, sticking things together, playing with colours, playing with pattern. And I was going through all the different shades that Sirdar have. I wanted to make a piece that had some bold, bright background colours, and then had some other colours in that sort of popped and worked with those bright tones. You can see here my final colour palette that I went with. I'm using sunflower for that bright yellow, really nicely teamed with turquoise, using that pink and orange. These are our main base colours in the Cal. Then going in with that royal punchy blue that really brings and zings out those brights. Working with Cupid and pistachio that really harmonise well together. And then framing everything with that white, clear, crisp pop. Now I have my colours, I had to start thinking about actually what shapes and patterns I was looking at. So I was working with different squares and I was set the challenge to make 5 different squares. We wanted 1 large square and 4 smaller squares that work together. In the Beatles' Yellow Submarine, there's lots of different graphics and stripes and flowers, and I was really drawn to this, and I wanted to see how I could convert this into crochet motifs. Working with my motifs, I also really wanted to build a project where we were learning different stitches each week, growing and developing our crochet skills together, and adding them all together to make one final piece which had that real wow factor. I play around with drawing, but as a designer, I really work best with my hook and some yarn. So I started playing around with motifs, playing with shapes, playing with colour. When we first started, I really wanted to use this pink as a main background, and I loved it as a single square. But what I also then tend to use is, in the power of Photoshop, is play around with, after I've drawn, playing around how a larger scale blanket or design would look. And although I loved the pink as a background, I just wanted more colour pop. It works great as a single block, but for a whole blanket, we just wanted a little bit more fun. So from here, I went back to my sketchbook, playing around on the computer, and started playing with the colours, mixing up the balance, and seeing where I could go with what I already had. As you can see, when I started mixing up the colours and having less pink, it just made it more fun and vibrant and really had that Summer of Love Beatles feel and that zingy, zesty punch that I really wanted from this project. To join our Cal, you're going to need your 12 balls of Hayfield Bonus DK in our 8 different shades. You're also going to want a 4mm crochet hook, and Sirdar have these two types, bamboo, or if you're a beginner, you might want to start off with the soft handle. You're also going to need a darning needle for all those pesky ends. I love colour, so we've got quite a lot of ends that we have to sew in. And you're going to want a pair of scissors to finish off your project. You can pick your yarn up from your favourite Sirdar stockist, and you can use the store locator on sirdar.com to find out the one that's closest to you. The cowl lasts over 6 weeks. We've got 5 different squares, and then we bring it together with our border in the last instalment. Each week you can receive your pattern via email, and we'll work through from a basic granny square, learning different techniques each week, building it up, learning more and more techniques until we work on our bigger final square. You can go to sirdar.com to sign up to receive your email patterns, and then join me with our videos each week, going simply step by step through the whole process. I'm there with you every step of the way. You can also join the Sirdar Make Along Facebook group, where you're there, you can share your progress, have lots of community support, and I'm going to be dropping in and seeing how everyone's doing as well. I hope this has tickled your fancy and you're ready to get happy hooking with me, making our day tripper blanket all ready to start next week. We'll be starting on our first section.